Hello and welcome to part 6 of our Lazy Guys Guide. So, now that we have a lot of souls from the dancer, I recommend getting the tower key from this old lady in Filing Shrine. So, you can do this at any part of the game, at any point. This tower is not connected to anything, but the problem is that it costs 20,000 souls, which is quite a lot. Even later on, sorry, it's quite a lot. So earlier in the game, you don't really afford giving up 20,000 souls just like that. But now it would be a good time. So buy the key and go to the tower. This tower gives you access to quite a lot of good stuff. So from this place you can drop on the left and get yourself homeward bones, an Estus Shard. You can get a ring which nets you more souls, so every time you get souls you get more. There is a crystal lizard right here that drops twinkling titanite, so this is the upgrade material that you need if you want to upgrade the Irithil straight sword or other special weapons. But most importantly, this tower contains one of the more useful rings for a lazy guy, and that is the Estus ring. Once you get to this point, an NPC called Patches is going to lock you in the tower, basically forcing you to go down along the walls. Unfortunately for him, that is exactly what we want to do, because the Estus ring is all the way down. So you can safely go down. There are these tombs that protrude out of the wall, serve as places that you can drop down to safely. Please note that here I wear the cat ring, which mitigates fall damage, but even if you don't have the cat ring, you can still drop very easily all the way down safely. If you want me to show you how to get a cat ring, type a comment down below. I didn't show you in this guide because it is quite a lot of work, and well, it's not that important, to be honest. It's a nice ring to have, but it's simply not important. But anyway, now that we have the Estus ring, which obviously boosts your healing further, so it's like a replacement for not a replacement, it's a bonus on top of the undead bone shards. We are ready to go get our chunks. Now we go to the dancer bonfire, climb the ladder that we unlocked through killing the dancer. First we'll go left here because there is an Estus shard which is very close to this place. You deal with that knight over there. Then you trigger the elevator that he was guarding, and please notice that you don't have to ride the elevator all the way down. So around halfway through the journey you have to drop on that little platform right there. Then take here a right, and this is your Estus shard. At this point I'm not interested in this area. This is a whole new area, a bonus area. Perhaps we'll come here later, but I doubt it. Anyway, go back to Firelink, upgrade your Estus, and now we go back for our shards. Our chunks, sorry. I hope you have your running shoes at the ready, because we're going to jog quite a lot. The enemies in this area are mostly knights, but they're not just knights, there are some priests also, which buff them and heal them, and we don't want anything to do with them. So, if you follow in my footsteps, you are going to reach the first bonfire quite fast, which is right in this room. Light the bonfire and haul ass, because they are on your tail. This place is filled with Titanite Chunks, so what I would recommend doing is this time actually take the time and kill all the enemies that you see and check all the corners for chunks. I'm not going to show you all the chunks because that would make the video a little bit too long for my taste, but trust me, kill the enemies, check all the corners and grab your Titanites. So the chunks are the whole purpose of this place for us at this point in the game, so just be on the lookout for them. After you have collected all the goodies in that area, move on and a bonfire will be right around the corner. Trigger the bonfire, clear the enemies if there are any left, and then we can move on. Progression is unfortunately through the area that dragon and his friend are going to be torching about. So we are not going to be able to go through that place right now, but what we're going to do instead is we're going to time our dodges and rolls in such a way that we can drop from the bridge safely to the place that has all the goodies. Time your roll correctly and you can drop here safely. You're going to have to do this drop multiple times because you cannot get all the goodies in one single run. But anyway, let's first deal with this. Drop here, drop again, collect your chunks. Don't stray too far because there are some tough enemies in that corner. Progress through this archway, which will eventually take you back to the bonfire. Be careful of the traps and the enemies. I'd recommend just going straight through all with the bonfire, and then we'll do that drop again, but for the other goodie this time. What I ended up doing here to allow myself to do this drop is I reset the area. So I rested at the bonfire so that the dragons don't continuously breathe fire, and I ran past the bridge and dropped down there before I could get torched. So, net yourself the undead bone shard, take the path back again to the bonfire, and then we'll move on. Now that we got all the goodies from this area, it is time for us to move on. So, one last time, drop here, and this time we progress. Watch out for the enemies here. Even though they are basic enemies, they are scaled quite a lot, so treat them respectfully and murder them. Don't try to run to this area because it's going to get very messy if you try to run through. Just murder them, and then we'll move on. We are now below the dragons, but we are not safe yet. Restrain yourself from getting that goodie because that will get you killed. And we are in a new room, which is filled with explosive barrels. And luckily enough, all the enemies here have fire bombs, so you have to be extremely careful on how you tread through this building, because you can die very easily through all the explosions that take place. But anyway, try to clear the room to the best of your ability, climb this ladder, and we are ready to grab some more Titanite Chunks. I forgot to mention that for this next part it would be a good idea to have a lot of fire bombs, so I'd recommend talking to the old lady in Firelink and buying a max stock of firebombs, so you can get like 20 firebombs, 20 black firebombs, and all that good stuff. Get at least, I don't know, at least 20 firebombs, because well, I keep showing you, but I'm not tackling it just yet. That black shadowy thing is what nets us the chunks. So let's go. This black shadow right here is corrupting the dragon. So we need to free the dragon by killing the black thing. So you trigger it by attacking it once, and then my advice would be to treat it from range, throw shit excuse me, throw shit at it, because if you go close, it's going to destroy you. Even if you stay far away, at some point it will do an attack which will fill the room with curse. You have to be, yeah, this attack right here. So if that thing, that slime touches you, you will get almost instantly cursed and die. And in order for us to avoid that, we just chuck stuff at that thing until it's dead. And now that it's dead, we got ourselves the chunks that we needed. We took care of half the problem for progression, because we took care of one of the two dragons, and now we are on the move to get the next dragon. Take care of all the enemies and then pull the lever, which will open that big grated gate that was in the path that was protected by the dragons. Once it's open, it serves as a shortcut, but it is not fully available again. First we need to do a little bit of running. After you have escaped that enemy with the great sword, you have to search for that little hole in the wall. And while it seems like quite a long drop, it's actually survivable. So, drop down here, take cover for a little bit, heal up, and the trick with this slime creature is that it's abusable. There is a clip that you can do. You can get behind it and kill it safely. However, you still need one firebomb to stun it and get behind. At this point, just be careful to not step ahead of it. Make sure to hit it from behind always, because if you step ahead of it, it can still murder you very easily. So do exactly what it does. And just like that, we have enough chunks to upgrade our weapon all the way to +9. We cannot get a +10 right now. They're simply not available at this point in the game. But +9 is very solid, and now we are ready to progress the normal way. This is where part 6 of our guide ends. In the next one, we are going to progress, and I will see you in the next part. See ya.